Governor Haley's speech for the State of State Address for 2014 is concluded, and earlier in the day, Representative James Smith of Richland County recorded this Democratic message.
Good evening, fellow South Carolinians. My name is James Smith, and I'm grateful to serve the people of South Carolina in the State House of Representatives. I've been given the privilege of providing the Democratic response to Governor Haley's State of the State Address. As Democrats, the minority party, we are the watchdogs of the governor and the Republican majority. We share a deep and abiding love for our state and have a duty to the people of South Carolina to speak out. But first, and I know I speak on behalf of a grateful state and nation when I say, welcome home to Captain Michael Haley from his tour of duty in Afghanistan, and thank him and the 18,000 of my fellow South Carolina Guardsmen and their families for their service and sacrifice for our nation. As long as this country intends to remain the land of the free, it must always be the home of the brave. And our home, the great state of South Carolina, and its people deserve the very best in leadership. Leadership is vision first, for where there is no vision, the people will perish. Leadership is then collaboration and action. Leadership accepts responsibility and requires accountability. And the people of South Carolina deserve leadership. Leadership that makes public education job one, day one, and not wait 4 years until election time to make our children's future a priority. South Carolina, and specifically the town of 96, deserves leadership that does not wait months to take action to protect our children and families in a tuberculosis outbreak. South Carolina deserves leadership that does not expose our private financial information to hackers and criminals and then cost tens of millions in our taxpayer dollars to protect what could have been protected for free. South Carolina deserves leadership that protects our most vulnerable in the care of the Department of Social Services. And South Carolina deserves leadership that doesn't sell out the engine of our economy, the Port of Charleston, for 30 pieces of silver at a campaign fundraiser in Georgia. Governor, you cannot order your administration to say it's a great day in South Carolina and make it so. It takes leadership, real leadership, that keeps faith and trust with the people of South Carolina and accepts responsibility for the office you hold. You must know and share in the challenges we face together as South Carolinians. To do that, you have to be here present in South Carolina. You must care more about doing your job as governor than keeping your job as governor. We deserve better than this. We, the people of South Carolina, urban, rural, low country, Midlands, and upstate, seek a South Carolina where our values are upheld, our resources are preserved, and our human capital enriched. We expect our leaders, Republicans and Democrats, to be more concerned about our next generation than their next election. We expect our leaders to work together for us all, regardless of party, ideology, race, gender, sexual orientation, or religion. For the road to a peaceful and prosperous South Carolina must be paved and expanded with a real commitment to fix our crumbling roads and bridges. We can and must preserve for generations our natural heritage because the health of our environment is necessarily tied to the health of our economy. We can and we must bring our tax dollars home to work for us by reforming and expanding Medicaid and bring 44,000 real jobs to South Carolina, making health care more affordable and accessible for small and big businesses alike. We, my fellow South Carolinians, can and must have a public education system that is more than minimally adequate. Indeed, we have before and we should again move to lower class sizes, increase teacher pay to the national average. We can make higher education affordable and leverage our research universities and technical schools to fuel our continued economic growth. We can and must reform and reauthorize South Carolina First Steps to School Readiness and continue to expand four-year-old educational opportunities to ensure that every child is healthy and ready to learn by first grade. We can and should be the center of gravity, for renewable energy development and lead the region and country in solar power production. And we understand that a vibrant creative arts community enriches our quality of life, attracting economic growth. South Carolina's best days are ahead of her, but only if we are willing to work together and put aside our short-term and short-sighted political differences, and always remember who we serve, the people of South Carolina, and serve them before we serve ourselves. With that focus, working with private industry, small and large, nonprofits, educators at all levels, we can fulfill this promise. And then we can all say, it is a great day in South Carolina. Thank you, and may God bless the great state of South Carolina.